All right, in this video, we're going to talk about the stage display action. The stage display is the TV that's mounted on the wall above the sound booth. And it's the TV that whoever's on stage, the singer, the speaker, they can see, and it provides information like lyrics and sermon timer, stuff like that to help them keep on track with what they're supposed to be doing. Now, one trick you can do is, here, let me just click here. You can see in this top right, this is the preview display here in the top right. Right now, we're displaying the main display. This is what's going to the LED wall in the front of the room. If I click this drop down, I can see under stage, stage display. And now this is what is going to show up on the TV. So when you're prepping this, you can switch this around and watch the stage display and make sure you're doing what you think you're doing. Now, there's a number of different stage displays, and hopefully you won't have to get to the point where you need to edit them, but if you do want to see them all or you need to edit something, you can click these three dots here and go to Stage Editor. And you can see we've got a few. We've got Clock, which is just the clock on the same clock on the computer. We're just putting it up on the stage display. Video, this will display how much longer is left in a video that's currently playing a foreground video. There's a blank slide. This is the one we use for worship. So if there's lyrics on a slide, it'll be big white letters up top, the current lyrics, and then in slightly smaller yellow letters underneath, it will show them the next lyrics. So they're prepared. We also have a slide dedicated for announcements. It's similar to lyrics, except instead of showing the text that's on the front, the LED wall, it'll show the slide notes, which is sort of text hidden in the background, and it'll show the slide notes for the current slide that's up there, as well as the next slide notes. And it will display a timer. We have a 3-minute timer for announcements to keep people on track. This is a trimmed down version of the announcement slides. It's just the notes for whatever slide is currently selected. This is mainly used for the mission statement at the very end, since there's no next notes. And then the last one that you'll care about is sermon. This hash area right here, this will show a preview of what's on the LED wall. So the speaker knows what's on the screen behind him, and it will also display the sermon timer so he knows how much time is left. Okay, so those are all of our available stage displays, and this is where you go to edit them. We'll go back to show here to see our slides, and let me find a good one. This little icon on the slide, it's a guy standing behind a podium. That indicates that there's a stage display action on the slide, and when you see that, it means it's changing the structure of the stage display. So maybe it's going from sermon to worship. But we can see right now that, let's see, I clicked here. So we're on, you can kind of see behind the white text, if you hover, we're on the stage display called clock. So it's just showing the clock. If we come down here, this one is stage video. If I click it, you can see now it's starting to count down how much time is left on the video, and you can actually see it matches up here with the video player. You can see these times are the same. Just for thoroughness, we can click here on, this one is worship. And so you can see I'm here, there's no lyrics on this slide, so all that we're showing are the next slide lyrics. If I click here, now you can see current and next. If I go down to, this is where everyone's saying hi to people, and so we're going to put a blank, so we just want nothing on the TV. And here we're going to go back to video, counting down the video time. And this one, it's all white, so it's kind of hard to see. It's actually impossible to see, but if you hover, I think, yeah, stage display announcements. So this is where we're showing current slide notes and the next slide notes. And just to show you where that is, if I go right click and do edit slide, all the way down here in little text, here's the current slide, text welcome to that number. Here's the next one. So if we go back here, you can see we have text welcome, and then next is small group leader training. And here's the 3-minute timer. that started when we clicked on this slide. I think we're going back to blank here. And then, oh, the last one is sermon. Which song? I haven't done a sermon yet. Let me find an old one real quick. So this one is going to start a video timer, which this video is broken, so it's not going to show up. And then this one is going to do the current slide. So if you see main, it's blank because this image is broken. Oh, let's get this going for you. Let's just say this is it. All right, so I click here. This is the main display. This is what's on the LED wall. If I come back here to stage, we've got what's on the LED wall and the countdown timer. And let's see if I can undo. Yes, okay. So let's go back to our playlist for today. So, okay. And then so if you need to add a stage display, let's just go in here. If you need to remove one, let's start with that. If you need to remove one, you just click remove and then stage, and that little podium guy's gone. If you want to add it, you do right click, add action, stage, and it'll bring a pop-up, see right here, and you pick which one you want to do, which this is video, because we're counting down a video, and then you can also change it. So you don't add action, you come down here to edit actions, stage, and that same pop-up comes up. You can click whichever one you want. So that's how you do it. Now what you do, you've got to know pretty much, you just want to scroll through, and anytime something is changing, a different person is upstage, or the reason the person is upstage is changing, we're probably going to want to change the stage display. So we'll just start at the top. This is when people are milling in. There's slides rotating on the main slide, and this is just a clock showing people how close we're getting to the start time, so they can get into their places if they need to. Then, once the service starts, this video plays, and we want to do a countdown so that the band knows how long they have until they're going to start, and they can coincide the start of their music with this timer hitting 0. And then, makes sense, once the band gets up there, we want to go into worship mode so that they have lyrics. No reason to change the stage display while we're inside of the song because they're up there for one purpose. They're up there singing. At the end of the song, someone's going to get up and say, welcome, meet your neighbor. There's no one on stage at this point, so we're going to blank out the stage display. And then afterwards, and before announcements, we're going to grab everyone's attention with another video, and we'll put a timer on the stage display so that the MC knows when to get up there and start their announcements. And then, so right now no one's up there, and we're prepping for the MC. But then once the video is over, the MCs get up there. So we are going to change stage displays to announcements so they know what to announce. And then after announcements, everyone's texting welcome, and so no one's up on stage. We're going to blank that out. On the sermon, we'll go back to our example here. If we go to a sermon, we're going to start with the video countdown. Click this as a video countdown. That way the speaker knows when to get up there. And then once the speaker's up there, we're going to go to the sermon so they know A, what's on the screen behind them, B, how much longer they have. And then after the sermon, we're going to go to right into another song. So that is, look at this, we don't have one here. So we're going to right click, add action, stage, and this is a song, this is a worship song. So we're going to do worship. And we'll keep scrolling, same song, new song, this one has worship. And if you're doing this a bunch of times, if you've pretty much prepped everything, you just want to go through every changing point, hover over the podium guy and say, okay, worship, yep, that's what's expected. Keep scrolling. Oh, A little bit of a jump there. I'm going to go to giving. This is current slide notes. That makes sense because this slide has notes. And you can see that here. But there's no slide after it, so we don't need to use the announcement slide because there's no timer and there's no notes after it. Then we go back to a song, so that's worship, that makes sense. And after that we have mission, which is again current slide notes. So just one of the last things you do when you're creating a playlist for the next worship experience is go through and make sure you have all your stage display changes set up. And that's how you do it.